Here's the heart, which looks physically too small for him. I mean, if you go by the size of fist, this guy has big paws. Not exactly the same size. He's just got a really small heart, I think.
It's not fatty.
It's not fatty. You're right. In fact, he didn't have much subcutaneous fat either. So his heart's kind of small, but you weren't expecting it, were you? Okay, so here's the apex of the right lung. Okay, anatomically it's sitting there like this. That apex would stick up into the first rib, through the first rib. Here is one of those fissures. The other fissures in here, still got some connective tissue in there. That's the oblique fissure right here anyway. Okay, definitely on an angle. Okay. Apex diaphragmatic surface would sit right on this diaphragm. Okay. What else can I do? There's no lingula on this side. The lingula is found only on this side. Let's see his lingula. Oh, look at that tongue-like thing right here. Mm-hmm. Tongue's over. Yeah, it does. Okay. So here's the oblique fissure on the other lung. There's the heart, there's the apex, here's the base with a bunch of blood vessels. Now you don't get the benefit of blues and reds. You have to trace, and here's the biggest hint that I can give you. You don't have colors. Biggest hint I can give you. Up there, the blood vessels that carry deoxygenated blood from the body, from the lower body and from the upper body, the vena cava and veins, are under such low pressure. Blood's already been through the capillaries, and you've really dropped pressure. So these are very thin. They don't support a lot of pressure, so they can be paper thin. In fact, they're really easily fragile, damaged. So if I tag something on a test, and you're just totally blank, is that an artery, is that a vein, I don't freaking know, just to give you a heads up for next week, because next week we'll be doing blood vessels. If it's real thin-walled, put a glove on. If I have this tagged, feel it. It feels very thin. It's almost flat. This one's flat, deflated. If it's very thin, it's a vein. Compared to this big hose, that's a monster thick blood vessel that's got to be strong to support blood under high pressure coming out of it. It's got to be an artery. If it's a thick-walled vessel, it's an artery. If it's a thin-walled vessel, it's a vein.
Is the pulmonary vein thick?
No. Pulmonary vein?
Yeah.
No, because it's coming back from, but it's hard for me to dissect out a pulmonary vein because they're right next to the lungs. They go almost directly in to that left atrium. They're fairly thick if you can actually feel them. That's like the exception to the rule, but anywhere else in the body, if you put a glove on and you feel, if it's thick-walled, if you feel something that's thick-walled, it's an artery. It's real thin-walled. Or here's the other option. If I tag something way, let's say out here, in the pelvis but way out here, if you trace it back, if I pin it out here, trace it back, trace it back, trace it back. Does it come from the aorta or does it come from the vena cava? If it comes from vena cava, then it's a vein. If you trace it back, trace it back, trace it back to the aorta, then it's an artery. Okay? So always trace it and then give it, try to come up with a feel for it. Cool.
Is that like psoas?
Yeah, this is the psoas. Yeah. So that's a big psoas major right there.
Oh, okay.
Iliacus would be here, iliacus would be there. Diaphragm is this thin one that separates the thoracic cavity from the abdominal cavity. Guts, eviscerated. Now you can see deeper blood vessels. There's something weird in that one. Yeah, that blood vessel got something weird in it, man.
Does it have hair in there?
But don't be taking a look. I'm going to steal my thunder for next week. So.
They don't get their oxygen from the deoxygenated blood that's coming. They get it from another artery coming to them.
Yeah, there are blood vessels that supply the lung tissue themselves. Yeah.